Hey everyone, it's John with Seattle Coffee Gear. I'm here with a quick review of the new Faustino from Rocket Espresso. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video so you see more of our content as you're doing research on your next coffee equipment purchase. Now let's go ahead and talk about this grinder. This is the new 3.1 version of the Faustino, which looks pretty similar to the old Faustino, but has a few key changes that really set it apart from previous generations. Visually, it still looks very similar because it's designed to match the Apartamento with these cutouts on the side. So you can order this in different colors, in a different body color, and really get it so that it matches your space, whatever your kitchen or coffee corner looks like. You can customize these to match your specific aesthetic, so that's pretty cool. They also moved the grind adjustment to the back, so it used to be at the front, and that's because this is actually made by a different company for Rocket now. Rocket doesn't produce any grinders themselves, so this is made by Makeup for Rocket. The portafilter fork is a lot sturdier than it was on the previous model, which is great. They also changed the interface up a bit. We'll cover that later on. But overall, very similar, but also very new compared to the previous Faustino. If you notice here, this is another change. They changed the portafilter rest or holding system, and it actually works pretty well, I found. So the portafilter slides in, and the little divot on that kind of grips the portafilter so it doesn't actually move around much while you're grinding. And that's a welcome change for sure. You can actually do hands-free grinding somewhat on this. The interface of the grinder has been improved, I'd say. We got some feedback on the previous generation that the touchscreen took a bit of getting used to when you first got the grinder set up. I haven't found that's as much the case with this one. You have 3 dose settings and a continuous run setting, and you can adjust your parameters by holding the R button until you see the time light up at the top. You can adjust the time in 1/10 of a second increments, so you can make pretty small adjustments to the dose amount. Some of the things that I don't like as much about this grinder mainly center around the dosing cone on the front of this. And in my opinion, in my experience, maybe it's just the type of coffee I drink, I found that the cone's exit point is too close to the basket. So I tend to drink more American style coffee where I dose more, maybe 20 to 21 grams in a triple basket. And when you dose that much, you end up getting kind of a mound at the top of the basket. It tends to touch the bottom of the funnel, and so you have to pause your dose in between and settle your grounds. Otherwise, it ends up getting caught and makes a mess when you're pulling that portafilter away. That's my biggest gripe, I'd say. It's pretty quiet, and the grind adjustment is really nice and big and smooth to use. It is a single revolution. The range of adjustment is not huge, so you do have good fine tunability for espresso, but if you're thinking of making this a multi-purpose grinder, unless you're only doing espresso and maybe AeroPress, this would not be a good fit. In that single revolution, if you have it set up for espresso, you cannot grind for drip coffee or Chemex or those coarser, maybe French press. If you're looking for a more multi-purpose grinder, I'd probably look at something from Baratza, like maybe the Vario Plus, or one of those models that has a stepped adjustment to it. And we'll have some links in the description that you can check out. Let's see this grinder in action. We're gonna grind into about a 14 gram basket here, which I think is what this grinder was intended for, is for more of a European style espresso with smaller doses, and that tends to work better. I'll turn it to the side here a bit so you can see that. So as you can see, the coffee, even on this short dose, this is probably about 10 to 12 grams of coffee in here. And the mound of coffee is coming pretty close to the bottom of the chute. as we pull it out, it is very uniform. It's not clumpy at all. And that's really nice for just distributing your grounds after the fact. You can really move things around and get an even level bed before you tamp. And I think that comes in large part to the burr quality. They're great 50mm burrs, which is kind of the standard, I'd say, for home espresso in a grinder of this caliber that's designed to last a long time. As we're thinking into the future, let's talk a bit about maintenance and what that'll look like. They really thought that through with this grinder by insetting this upper burr carrier and making it really easy to get to. The previous generation had the upper burr carrier hidden below the top plate, and it was always a bit of a pain to get that top plate off, be able to get to the burrs. Instead, here we have 3 Allen bolts or screws holding this carrier in, and you can easily remove those and the whole burr carrier comes out and you get access to the burr chamber for easy cleaning. So I think that's an upgrade over the previous generation. I think this grinder is great if you really like the Rocket aesthetic and you tend towards more European style coffee. If you're wanting to single dose or do larger 20, 21 gram doses, perhaps something from the Eureka lineup, maybe the Specialita could be a better fit. And then if you are looking for a more multi-purpose grinder, you're thinking this could be the ticket because of the single revolution grinder, perhaps check out the Vario Plus from Baratza. If you sign up through that link in the description for our email newsletter, we'll email you a coupon that's good for 10% off one item. There are some exclusions to that, so you can see all that on the site. What are your thoughts on this grinder? Have you used it yourself? Are you considering it? Drop a comment down below so we can hear your thoughts. Please subscribe to the channel so you can see more of our content, especially if you're considering purchasing coffee equipment. And if you have questions, you're welcome to chat with us on our site. We have real live people who are there to chat with you, or you can always give us a call to talk through your questions. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of the day.